All right, so for this one, we're gonna work on using our crayons that I sent. So I sent you home some of the crayons that we use a lot of times in the classroom. If you wanna get those out. They're great because they're short and they help reinforce using pinching fingers just because they're so short that it's hard not to use fingertip. But it's often helpful if before we do crayon work, maybe go ahead and do some of the putty or do some of the other tong activities or the clothespins that we've gone through. And that's helpful for reinforcing those pinching fingers. And we talk about pinching fingers a lot when we're working on our drawing and coloring in class. So I'll send home some additional ideas on ways we can work on tracing and coloring inside. But a couple things that you can easily do at home, just with any paper that you have, is if you have a highlighter, you can work on tracing some simple lines. So I'm just going to make a curvy line. And then I would give this to my child and ask them to try to trace on it. So we're gonna use our pinching fingers and we're gonna work on tracing right on that path. Stay as close as you can. And if that's too hard, just add another line. About a ½ inch to an inch. And this time we're just going to stay on the rope. So we're gonna stay between the two lines. So we're gonna work on pinching fingers. My other helper hand is holding the paper nice and still. And we're going across. Another thing that you can work on, something else that's kind of fun, just specifically to work on the grasp, maybe draw a bunch of stars or any other shape that you want to draw. We can work on what we call aim and scribble, or we can work on catching, and those are two things that we work on in class. So we're gonna use our pinching fingers, and for aim and scribble, we're gonna pick up a crayon and we're going to color right on top of that star. Color, 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 stop, and drop. Now this time I'm going to pick up another color, pick it up, pinching fingers, color, 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 stop. And you can cue them, color, 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 and stop. So that's aim and scribble. And the other thing we can do is work on our pre-writing strokes to catch the stars. So you can model catching the first one by doing a line down and line across, which is a pre-writing form that we've been working on, the cross. You can work on catching it, just making a closed circle around and stop. And you can also work on starting to do a square, which is a little tricky. So it's helpful to give the 4 dots. It helps slow down, especially on that last corner. Down, over, up, together. So model the first one and go ahead and make 4 dots for the next one and have them catch their star. Okay.